that anybody has to lose a triple overtime game at the sports arena. I mean, I think both teams played tremendously well. So, but we'll take the victory. We've been runners-up the last 2 years at the Pyramid. This is the first trophy that hasn't said runner-up 2 years for us. So we're pretty excited about that.
You could talk about
You
that.
know, I'm sorry, jumping in. Mikah and Megan, I started out with them when they were freshmen. So this was our 4th year. We got to the second round when they were freshmen. Then the third round we lost when they were sophomores to El Dorado, a great El Dorado team, a team that El Dorado beat Brea Linda that year. And then their junior years we lost to San Clemente in the finals. And then this year, a week ago Friday, we lost to Redondo. So you know what, we're playing with some really good girls basketball teams. And then the stats early for the first half, if we had continued to allow them to offensive rebound, I don't know what they finished up with for the game, but I think they had something like 15 at halftime. So they might even still be close to 30. 21. So I think that was a key for us at halftime. We couldn't continue to do that. I don't think we allowed them to get many transition baskets. They're a great three-point shooting team, so that didn't alarm us all the time. We certainly didn't want to give them a couple threes towards the end that they hit. But I think in the third overtime, they made some good adjustments, and we prevailed.
Mika, can you talk about your three-point play at the end of the second overtime?
I really wasn't even thinking about it when I shot that shot. If I probably would have thought about everything that was at stake, I would have missed. So I really just shot the ball.
I mean, take us through that play.
Well, Megan got the ball and she passed it to me, and then I think I faked to the girl, and I saw the lane, and I jumped up and the girl hit my head and it went in. I was just like staring at the basket, like totally focused on it.
I know you guys are the only 4 in this room, but you have to give a lot of credit to your point guard.
Oh my
Ayala,
God, she did so
second.
well.
She didn't play like a freshman. She played like an upperclassman. Just like that's a good thing about her. She plays with so much poise, and she might not be the most vocal person out there, but she just leads us by her actions out there, and just very few turnovers. Is always very in control. I mean, as a freshman, look how to be all that pressure and have to bring the ball up against a good team like Ayala, who has a bunch of 2 Pac-10 players on that team. Like that's just huge for us, and how she's had to step up since Amanda's ACL injury is just. She's one of the big reasons why we're doing so well.
We haven't said much this season. We've had quite a bit of adversity. We've had 3 ACL tears, 2 of them starters off of our last year run with San Clemente. So Amanda Johnson scored 20 against Huntington Beach, 6 threes in that game, and then the very next game against Canyon Springs, tore it, already had surgery. So, you know what? I think that's the reason we coach and we play team sports. We just rallied around the adversity, and as you said, Kylie has really stepped up. Her basketball IQ is, sometimes off the charts, certainly way above being a freshman. And then Whitney came into our program right after the winter break, and you know what? It's sometimes difficult to do that because she stepped in with 2 All-SIA players. They're both averaging like 18 and 18, and then you're going to want to come in and try to blend in a team sport. She's done a great job with that.
Where did she come from? What school?
I came from Santa Monica High School.
Dakura, you're pretty calm out there. Mika had a couple nice assists to you, and you just dropped them in like they were free throws.
Well, basically before games and during the games, I always have Mika and Megan there reassuring me of how well I can do, and I really just feed off of their energy. Without them, I wouldn't be able to do half the things I do because they keep pushing me no matter what happens.
Whitney's such a big help for us because teams try to double team me and Megan, and they really can't do that when Whitney's in because she has such a nice soft touch from basically anywhere 10 feet around the basket.
And she really helps us with our rebounding. She's really aggressive on the boards, and I think that takes a lot of pressure off Mika, especially on the rebounds, just to have someone else that's another person down there that's hard to block out. I think teams sometimes think they can lay off her, but she has a real nice mid-range jump shot, and I think she proved that tonight. She hit some really big shots around the perimeter that really helped us in big big moments in the game.
Yeah, she stepped up in every single one of our state games, and the reason that we've been in overtime and winning the overtimes is mostly because of Whitney's shots.
Coach, can you talk about going to state for the first time in school history?
I don't think it gets any sweeter than that. So, I mean, it's a dream that we started out with 4 years ago. You don't know how close you're going to get. The girls' basketball, I think in Southern California right now, is really at a high level. I would call the game we just went through a great basketball game, period. I wouldn't say gender at all there. So we're stoked. Just to cover, in the playoffs we didn't have the balanced scoring, and Whitney got 8 here, Carrie got 4, Kylie the freshman got 8, and then we see the 2 seniors are at 25 and 27. We talked when we had our loss. I tell you what, I think that's why we've done really well since state, is that we decided that we'd become a little more balanced. We'll move the ball a little bit better. I think that's what we've seen the last 2 games against Redondo and against Ayala.
Megan, can you talk about being in 3 straight overtime games? Was that an advantage today?
Oh my gosh, I think so. I mean, our first 2 state games were overtimes. I don't know. I think we just felt like this was our time. I know I said that after the Redondo game, but we just were like, oh, this is just extra time for us. We know we just had to run our offense, pass the ball around, get the boards, and I thought we looked in better shape by that 3rd overtime. They looked a little tired. So all that was hard work, running with people, running with trainers and practices and all that stuff, I think paid off, because we weren't going to lose that game. I don't know. I just think we hit big shots and we weren't going to lose that game. We just had the desire to win.
Megan, do you think they were tired in general, or do you guys feel at all they were down after Lehman went out with any injury? Like on the court, did they sit down, or it was just they were getting tired?
Did she go out in the 2nd overtime?
Yeah.
Well, I thought the 2nd overtime, because I think was that the one when we had to play, we were down?
Yeah, I think it was.
I actually kind of thought it kind of maybe fired them up a little bit in the 2nd overtime. The 3rd overtime they looked at a little bit, kind of like wind out of them, but yeah, that was a big blow, because she was rebounding hard for that.
She was shooting threes too.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any doubt that to lose a player of that caliber at that point in the game has to take a little wind out of them. I think they responded well, but I think probably that did set a little fatigue for them.
I guess you set some records today in your game. I don't know if you're aware of it. Set some point records and stuff. But if you could maybe, I know a lot of people here, can you just give me a quick synopsis of like regulation? Okay, you're going into first overtime, going to second overtime, going to second. Just give me a quick comment on.
Well, you know what? I think what we did really well in the overtimes is we controlled the tempo. Even if we got down 3 points, we managed to do that. I think we hit our free throws better in the overtime than we probably did, in the end of the 4th quarter. I think that was significant. Once again, I'm a little disadvantaged. I don't know what they were. I don't know if we missed any in the last 2 OTs on free throws. I know Kylie hit hers.
I never missed.
Megan never misses, and she decides that she's going to challenge herself.
Yeah, I want to make it a little bit harder, I guess, for us. I don't know. I would always practice my free throws, and I never miss those many free throws at the end, because I like to be at the free throw line at the end of games. But I just kept driving, and my coaches kept telling me I was going to finally hit them. And my shooting coach actually texted Amanda, who was on the sideline, and was telling me what I was doing wrong in my free throw line. And then right after Amanda told me what she had said, that's when I knocked down my next 3, I think, or the ones into the 3rd, whenever I stopped missing them. So it was just mental, I think. I don't know, it got in my head.
That's mental for us.
So you have a shooting coach, and he text messaged somebody on your bench?
She text messaged the girl that tore Amanda Johnson,
right,
tore her
right.
ACL, and then Amanda's like,
So do this.
Yeah.
What did she tell you specifically?
Well, my feet were really flat at the free throw line, and then I was falling back, so she told me to keep my left heel up and stay in my form, not pull out of it.
Coach,
Who was it?
Question for you.
Yeah.
I think it was the end of the 2nd overtime. There was 26.8 and 24 on the clock. Were you surprised that they just dribbled in the backcourt and then fired up a 3 with about 6 seconds left? What did you think they were trying to do?
Well, you know what I thought they were going to do, and I'm not really surprised, because that's their strength. They were going to run the clock down and get the last shot. Obviously, we weren't going to take a timeout. you know, with just 2 seconds, there's not much we could do with that. We were going to keep our timeout, so they carry over. I thought they were going to, if they didn't shoot the three, I thought they were going to be setting a high screen and then bring, you know, the ball off of it and try to roll somebody down to the low block. I actually think they tried that early on, and they backed it out, and then they shot the three.
Mika, what's state mean to you, state title game?
Well, I'm sick of being the runner-up, first of all. We tied the league. We lost 2 years in a row in the championship, the finals of CIF. So, I mean, a state would just really seal the deal. I think a lot of people don't believe in us, and a lot of people kind of feel like we shouldn't be here, but I think we just keep continuing to prove that we do belong here, and, you know, I think we're going to win the whole thing.